Today, Precarious plays
Zone of the Enders, the second runner.
Since the dawn of history, human beings have realized various forms
So do you
of
see
energy.
Jehuti?
Civilizations have progressed with them. So where does such energy like Metatron lead our civilization? Destruction! Destruction to end all!
Look very closely because it's a subtle difference.
Stop! Take this, Dingo!
It's a light speed column to one of the moons of Mars that everyone is about to be riding in.
Okay.
You broke my cool toy, so probably not. I remember this part being very frustrating as a kid because you only get zero shift
Yeah.
in that form for the two sequences we just did, like going down that elevator and then the fight with the fake Anubis.
What?
If you look closely, you can see that most of Jehuti's armor has been shattered.
Several spots on Jehuti
Yeah.
and the vector trap in the rear due to the previous attack.
Can we move?
Connection check.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, see, like that's what the interior of Jehuti's arm looks like, and it's just held together with
Well, more than enough to take
energy,
him out.
Oh.
I guess, the left arm.
Oh.
So it's this.
Oh, man.
Good.
I suggest using zero shift.
Okay, please switch it for me.
Oh God.
That's... Well, this is a gut-wrenching...
Damage level exceeding.
You guys are just fighting in the live stream right now. Like...
And I love the anything I can block this? No, I can't block it. Maybe I'm supposed to zero shift whenever he starts firing it. Yeah, No, then I just hit it. Maybe I'm supposed to go past it? Like I said, I remember this taking a lot of tries.
Yeah, because you can't use zero shift?
No, I can use
You
zero
can.
shift. I'm sorry, I think I misspoke before. It's the only power I have. I don't have mummy. It's how
no,
that...
mummy, no geyser, no nothing. Just
Right.
teleport. Just get out.
Yeah, and see, if I zero shift straight into it, and I don't think I've ever been able to block that.
Yeah.
And like they took my bits away. I didn't even have them for that long.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. There's nothing for it to impact on in this environment. And I don't have shot either, I just realized. Like I don't have my burst laser,
Yeah.
and that's what happens whenever I try to block it.
They're bursting out the dramatic music right now, so...
It doesn't matter because this isn't a dramatic fight because I think it's two stacked against you. And it's exactly what they wanted too.
I suggest using zero shift.
Let's go.
It's just an HP tax. I don't understand. I don't have that many functions. It's not like I'm not doing everything that is available.
Can you... Is it maybe encouraging you to use zero shift without lock on? That's the only variable that I can think of that you wouldn't think of normally.
Here I am.
Damage level
I tried.
Okay, and that's what I got. That's my contribution to this right now.
And you see how little damage I'm doing to him.
Yeah, it's super frustrating to watch. I'm sorry, but this sucks. Wasn't I just talking about how there are some nasty, gritty bits in this wonderful,
Like, what
delicious
the
meal?
actual fuck?
Oh my god. This sucks. I don't know what you're supposed to do either. Like every time...
Here I am.
It feels like there's nothing to learn. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like...
hold on. If I if I start going in one direction and then dash the other direction right at the last second. So...
Okay. There is something to learn. I get frustrated.
It's just that's not very satisfying whenever they've already given me zero shift, you know?
Yeah. I find games frustrating whenever I lose and I don't see the next step of improvement ahead. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm fighting to my utmost and I don't see the spot that needs fixed, that is when I start to get really frustrated, because like I'm doing everything I know how to do and this game isn't giving me anything to work with. That makes me feel like it's not me, it's the game that's just unfair, you know? So maybe we're not at that point, because it looks like even with that last sliver of health, you have found a tactic to avoid that stupid red volcano bubble bomb that now sounds like a cake. I don't know what that...
I mean, it doesn't really matter
called.
because... It doesn't matter because there's no way for me to like regain HP, and like I feel like the number of successful actions I have to perform is a little too high in this scene.
I think it is too, but at least you, with that last sliver of health, you learned one more pattern, so it wasn't completely wasted. I also don't like the point in a game like this where the most reasonable thing to do to make progress, like you get to this point where you think there is no way that I can win this time around. The best thing to do is to just restart.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a failure. You know?
Like a lack of a comeback mechanic?
Not necessarily a lack of a comeback mechanic, but a lack of an ability to learn anything more. Like, I think that if you understand and can put into practice all of the skills necessary to overcome an obstacle like this, I think that if you have the ability to do the things to beat the boss, but you still make a whoopsie and get to the point where it's just useless to try to play that run all the way through because you know there's no possible way to win, that's disappointing. I don't know, I guess that does lean into a comeback mechanic, but...
I mean, a comeback mechanic would just be like... even something as simple as like the fairy in the Legend of Zelda series.
Yeah.
It's like if you had a bottle and the forethought to go get a fairy, then you have earned
one more chance, one more look.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a good example of a comeback mechanic that I like, because you only get one more chance.
Well, actually that's not true, because you got a number of chances equal to the number of bottles and fairies you have.
Okay, but
sorry.
Bottles are the most precious thing in Legend of Zelda, and everyone knows that. Not the Triforce, not the princess, fucking bottles, okay? It's like, I've saved the princess. I'm like, yeah, but did you get all the bottles? Like, you need the bottles.
Yeah, think about how many Princess Zeldas there are, and think about how many bottles there are in a game.
I feel like there's like one artisan that blew all of the glass to make all of the bottles for every Legend of Zelda game ever. And Nintendo is the only one who has these bottles. And they're like, we can only put so many in each game because otherwise they're gonna go extinct. And Ranulfo died 90 years ago.
They were hand-programmed after real limited print bottles.
Yeah. Like they are such a precious commodity that, you know. But having those bottles means that you understand the game. You know? It rewards you for understanding what's going on. And it gives you that extra edge so that if you understand the mechanics and you just make a regular old mistake. And I'm not talking about not being able to operate the controls
damn
well.
it.
Yeah, see, this is bullshit. Because at this point, you should be able to chuck a fairy in your face and be like, listen, that was a mistake, and I've been performing the same beautiful dodges this whole time.
Until I just got bored because this is boring.
Yeah, and then you don't have a way to get back. You don't have a way to compensate for except for doing this, and then you gotta fucking do it all over again. And that just makes you more bored, more frustrated, and less likely to succeed. Sorry for the downer. But,
I suggest using
you
zero
know,
shift.
thankfully you, as a gamer, have this like hidden store of rage that comes out when you get really, really frustrated with something, and it puts you into like this weird hyper-focus zone that makes you win at things sometimes. So I'm hoping that maybe by your deadly silence right now, you are approaching the point where the indignation is rising and you are looking for retribution on this boss and cannot be bothered to speak. Is that happening? Just blink twice. Yes. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Boy, you know, this was really interesting and cool for a few minutes. And now I feel man, and you were just wailing on this guy, and it just doesn't do very much. Do you need me to say more positive things?
No, I don't know what to do. Like, part of me just wants to... Are we close to the end of an episode?
Yeah. Yeah, we could end it right now. I was just letting this fight play out because it's a freaking boss fight.
You know, most of the time, in hindsight, you tend to wipe out a lot of the failures, and you just sort of remember, like, the time you won.
Yeah.
If I remember from over a decade ago having to do this, like, a lot in my childhood, I think that this is going to take a few tries. Stop this episode, and then... Because it's just going to be more of the same. We'll come back whenever I win.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.